Hi dancers, welcome to another episode on Plié For The People. My name is Mimi and today I'll be giving a beginner's level online ballet class in the comfort of your dwellings. And later on we will dive into some more ballet lecture. And today I'll be talking about the importance of just being resourceful, not only in ballet class or in the studios, but also outside of studios where you can read up more on how to perfect your ballet technique and just what's going on in the dance world in order to just deepen your appreciation and love for this art form. So we're gonna go ahead and get started with our pliés. For our first combination, we're gonna begin in a parallel position, dancers. And this could be your very first ballet class, so don't worry about a thing. Just watch me and do the best that you can to mirror exactly what I'm doing, all right? All you need is something to grab onto today with your right hand or left hand, and then vice versa on the other side. There's all there is to it, all right? So we're gonna begin in parallel position, meaning that your toes are facing front, just face me. Ideally, you wanna squeeze in your knees, inner thighs, everything is drawing together in your legs, hips area. Your core is engaged, right? So make sure that you're not standing like so. If I face profile so you can see me better, you're not sticking your ribs out or anything like that. Make sure that it's hugging in at your core, all right? Everything is underneath you, very, very straight. One thing about ballet that is for certain is that it's very vertical. Everything, you can go wrong if you continue to think about the idea of the verticality or being very upright, all right? Nothing breaks in your line, right? Nothing is curved or small or shrinking or tucking or anything like that. Think of it as a very tall building, all right? So this is how we're gonna begin. And then we're just gonna prepare our arm. Here, it's at a low fifth position, all right? That just means that it's a little bit away from your hips and your thighs, and your fingers are relaxed, right? Like you're holding two little baby chicks or something very, very gentle and delicate in your hands, right? And then from this position, we're just gonna bring our arms to first position. First position is here, it's in front of your sternum, yeah? So this is where you are, this is first position. And then you're just gonna open your arm to the side. Okay, now your arms are sideways. They're not directly, if I face completely profile, they're not directly to the side like this. You gotta make sure that it's a little bit in front of you so that your rib cage and everything else is not out of your alignment, which is gonna help you with your dancing later on, right? So it's slightly in front of you and you're in this position. So you're here. We're gonna do 2 pliés and stretch. Again, knees over your toes. Then we're gonna open our right toes to the side, then our left toes to the side. Now this is called a first position ballet. All right, now you're turned out in first. Then from here, arm goes back to first and bring them out again to second or to the side. And then you're gonna rest this hand right onto that back of the chair or whatever that you're holding onto today. All right, now we're ready to do our pliés in first position. Plié and a straighten, a plié and a straighten. Then from here, we're gonna do a plié, heels up, first arch, up, and our arm comes into the front, right? Maybe you can even take a balance to see where you are. Descend, all right? So let me just break that down a little bit. So we just do 2 pliés. If I turn to the side, you can see me a little bit better. Your feet are flat onto the floor. Your knees are bending to the side, directly over your toes, so they're not rolling in or out, okay? You're stabilized completely on your feet, okay? So you're not rolling or your knees is not, twisting or doing anything funky. 2 pliés here, and then from here, plié, releve. Your heels are high, making sure that you're not rolling in or rolling out or sickling, right? Or rolling to the baby toe. So like this, okay, never do that because you're gonna have a major foot injury, you're gonna sprain your ankle, you don't wanna do that. So knees over the toes, heels are high, then squeeze the inner thighs together to bring you up, all right? And then maybe take a balance and see where you are. Descend, and then we're gonna do a tendu. Tendu means to stretch. That just means that this toe is pointed to the side, and you're just gonna lower that heel and then adjust your inside foot as well. Now you're in second position in ballet. Same idea, 2 pliés, 2, and a 3, and 4. Then we're going to do a grand plié in second. Grand just means large, so it's a bigger bend of your knees. Down, and 7, and 8. And then we're going to do one more grand plié twice through. 3, and 4. And then we're going to reach to the side, lift your arm up, making sure that this shoulder is dropped, and your arm is slightly in front of you, so you're not totally here like this, all right? So the shoulders are dropped, and your hand is slightly in front of you. Okay, you can see your hand in your peripheral vision. So this is, I can't see anymore, but here I can. So this is the right position, all right? So from here, then you're gonna bend to the side, bend towards your apparatus, okay, getting yourself a nice little lateral side stretch here. Return, and then shift your inside foot, tendu, closing first, and finish. All right, let me just talk about the second part again. So we just got into our second position from first, going through a tendu, lower that heel, adjust. 2 pliés, you can just leave your arm to the side, 3 and 4. Grand plié, nothing is changing your torso, right? Nothing is like going forward or going back, right? It's just going straight down and up. Again, second set, down and up. And after you come back up, right, then reach to the side a little bit, then you're gonna go to the side. This should feel really nice. Nice stretching to the side, adjust, tendu, closing first, and finish. And that's all there is to it. We're beginning parallel again, arm, arm. 2 pliés, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Turn out, arm, arm, rest. 2 pliés in first, 3 and 4, rolling up. 6, maybe let go, tendu, 8. 2 pliés in second position, grand plié. Again, and side bend, and we finish. All right, that's the whole combination. So when you come to ballet, I'm going to be explaining beforehand, when we actually do it with the music, exactly what we want to accomplish. And then we're going to try it with the music on the first side, and then immediately we're going to go try it with the other side. Okay, let's go ahead and go for it. The answer is first exercise of our ballet class. Enjoy. And when starting parallel, just relax those arms. Now up, open, we plie and straighten. Remember to drop your shoulders, ribs are in, core is hugging in towards your spine, turning out, turning out. Review our arm positions first. Open second, lower that one arm for support. Again, plie for 2. Now we're gonna rise into ballet, heels up, up. Squeezing in at your inner thighs and lower second position, plie, and a stretch. Again, we dance, 2 grand pliés. Repeat it, grand plié. Now to lift your chest, remember the verticality concept in ballet. And just that much, and finish. Let's go over to the left side immediately, right? Here we go. We're going to begin in parallel action. We prepare our arms front, open side. Without grabbing onto anything, we're going to bend our knees and straighten. Again, and straighten. Now working our turnout, rotating from the top of your hips. And close and open. Now we rest our hand on our support system. Working our pliés in first position. Now we're gonna get up there in your relevate high heels, almost like you're wearing stilettos if you're a lady. Lower tendu, second position for 2. Plie, stretch again. Bend your knees, tracking those knees over your toes. 2 grand plié. Nothing is shifting your torso. Nice and easy. And for 2. Beautiful. Moving on to our second combination of the day, it's called tendus, meaning to stretch. We're going to begin in first position. Heels are together, toes are to the side. We prepare our arms front, open side. From this position, you're going to make sure that your weight of your body is living in the standing leg so that you can free up that dancing leg or gesturing leg so that it can free up and do whatever it wants to do. Right? In this case, we're going to do some tendus. So our arm goes front and side. My weight is already here, right? Then I'm going to do a tendu to the front. Simply means to stretch to the front with your toes. Okay, if I face side a little bit, okay, you're going to lead with the heel. You're already thinking of your turnout and rotation from the top of your hip here. Right? So you're not leading like this with the toe out. That is sickling and also turning in. You don't want to lose your turnout. So again, you're already leading with the inside part of your heel to the front, tendu stretch, and then on the way in, right? You're going to go into half point, and then your toes, your baby toe is leading back. Come back to your home base, aka first position. Then we're going to do 2 fasters. So again, you just did 1, 2, in, tendu, then front, and in. Just speeding it up a little bit. Then side, we stretch, closing in. Just 1 to the side, then from here you're going to flex your toes. This is another reason why you need to stand on your supporting leg and point and reclose. Then we're going to go to the back, all right? Again, to the side, right? Same idea. You want to stay turned out, so you don't want to lose your turnout and go like that, right? Knee to the side, heel is forward, wrapping, rotating from the top of those hips, okay? Now to the back. Instead of the heel leading, like to the front, you're going to be using the baby toe leading to the back so that you can work on that turnout. Again, wrapping outside to the outside of yourself, going back, slowly in, and 2 to the back, 6, 7, and 8, and then 1 more set to the side, 2, in, 4, 2, out, flex, point, point, close. And then we're just going to repeat that whole thing 1 more time from the top, all right? Just 2 sets, 1 to the front, 2 to the front, 1 to the side, 1 side flex, point, back, back, side, side flex, point, repeat. That's all there is to it. And then just finishing first, and that will be our tendu combination. We go front, tendu, closing in, 2 times more, faster speed. We go side, tendu, in and in, a side, we flex, we point, point in, back, tendu, closing in. Are you on your supporting leg? That's right. Always check it out as you're dancing so you can dance even better. Second set, we go front, toes back again, but faster forward 2 and a side, in and in. We go side, we flex, flex, point, 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 in, back, and in, back for 2. Wow, I really feel my inner thighs burning by now. Side with ease and control, and side, we flex, we point, point, finish. Left side, dancers, here we go. Nicely done. We go front, tendu, in, out, in, out. It's very direct. You know exactly where your toe is going. Each and every time we go side, we flex, we point, point in. Reverse to the back. Turn it out, back. Destination is out and in. Last set to the side. First round, we go out and flex. Repeat, let's go front. Take your time to stretch it out. We go front, in, front, our solo dancers, now we're going to progress into third position. So we were working on our first position, second position. Now our next position that we want to live in a little bit more is our third position. Simply, it's just like in first, but then the outside foot, the heel, crosses slightly over towards the inside foot. That's all there is to it. Okay, so the combination again is another tendu sequence. Everything is on the floor. Our arm prepares front, open to the side. We go tendu front, closing first. We just did that, so we already mastered it, which is pretty cool. Then we're going to do another tendu. Now, instead of closing first, we're going to close in third. Okay, it just feels a little bit more crossed at your inner thigh. That's all there is to it. Then the same concept applies to the side and back. We go side, tendu, closing first. You already know that. Then we're going to do a tendu. Now we're going to cross it to the back and come into a third position in the back. So if I turn to the side and repeat that one more time in instant replay, we go side tendu first. Then we side tendu, crossing back in third. Okay, if I face directly on face or facing you, it's going to look like this. Then we're going to go to the back. Back, closing first, then back, closing third, and then the last bits, we're going to do a tendu to the back, then we're going to go through a first position to do a tendu to the front. It means, in ballet, it's called a cloche or battement en cloche. It means to just go through, right, and then going back, and then we're going to close back in first. Now we're ready to reverse all that good stuff from the back. We go back, closing first, back, closing third to the back. Same idea to the side. Side, closing first, side, now crossing front logically, because now we're coming back, right? In ballet, all the combinations that we do at the bar is always going towards the back direction, and then we have to reverse all that to balance itself out. It's pretty miraculous, because that's how it's designed. We've been practicing ballet like this forever. So it's all about balance and harmony. Really enjoy this concept as well, right? Everything goes back, let's come back to the front, so to speak, right? Anyway, moving on to the front, we go front, closing first, same idea, closing third, then a front, cloche, back, going through first, front, and third. We're gonna stay in third position here, and then we're just gonna do a quarter rock to the front. Okay, you stretch all the way to the front as much as you can. Maybe you can see your knees, or maybe one day you can even put your nose on your knee. Then roll up. Then we're going to go to the back. Make sure that your shoulders are squared on, so you're not twisting or over opening to the side, right? You want to stay very, very squared on. It's just the head is turning towards your elbow crease, and then you want to lift up before you go back. Make sure that your shoulders is still relaxed and drop, so there's no tension or unnecessary effort going on in the shoulder socket. Going back and come up. From here, we're just going to do a susu position, a releve susu position. So we were working on your just plain relevating first. Now, because we're in third, it's just like a releve, but instead of waiting like openly like this, which has less stability, we want to squeeze in your inner thigh so your feet are crossed now. All right, so if I face the side, it should look like something like that. And if I face front, you should see two heels, but then like one foot area, okay? And then you can let go. You can find your balance in susu. You want to be on your highest toes. You don't want to kind of hang out down here and bend your knee, right? You want to stretch those knees, stretch those ankles, and eventually you should be able to balance like so. Coming out of it, you simply will just detach the front foot a little bit, and then come out of it and just finish in third position. So let's review the whole combination before we try with music. When beginning first, arm prepares. We just do a front tendu, close first, front a third, side a first, side crossing back third, back a first, back a third, cloche back a front, back reverse. Closing first. Then we go back, closing first, back third, side first, side third, front first. Front, third, and a front, and a back, and a front. Crossing in third. Forward stretch, back stretch, plie, coming into a susu, cross those feet, Maybe you let go, maybe arm even goes up if you have it. If not, just hold it below or just use your apparatus. No shame in that. That's why it's there. Okay? We go front. First, front, crossing third, side, of first, side, cross it back, back, first, cross it third, and up back, and up front, and up back, crossing first, reverse on the back, and third, side, of first, side, of third, front, and cross, front, and back, and front, cross, in third, forward, stretch. Go in back, lift to the back. As much as you can. Now we find our balance in Susu Plié. Cross your foot, gather your knees together, thighs together. Find your balance now. You're ready. Squeezing your inner thighs, maybe arm up. And we finish and hold. Beautiful. Let's go over to the left dancers. Prepare. Front of first, front of third, side, same idea. Now crossing to the back, back, first, back, third we push back, up, back, reverse, back, first, back, in third, side, of first, side, crossing front, 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 we go, up front, back, crossing. Now we stretch. Now we arch. Now we plie. Cross that front foot to the back foot. Find your balance. Round those elbows. Maybe you take your arms up. And come out of it. And finish. Hold. Moving on to our dégagé combination. Dégagé, it looks just like a tendu, however, it comes off of the floor for about 45 degrees or so with a pointed foot off into the air. That's the only difference. So we just did a tendu, means to stretch, so it's still attached to the earth. Now, a dégagé, to disengage, it comes off the floor, off the floor, off the floor. Same thing to the side, off the floor, off the floor. Same thing to the back, and off the floor, and off the floor. You get the idea. So it's no longer attaching to the earth. So we're going to begin this combination in third position. Our prepares front, open side. Just plain 4 to the front. Snap it back. Each time 3 and a 4. 2 in first to the side. Then 3 quicks. 1, 2. The third one you cross into the back. So we can reverse all that. Back for 4 planes. Dégagé. Each time. Then from here we're going to review our positions. First position, then you cross the front into third, first, and a third. Now you're ready to reverse all that. 4 to the back, dégagés, off the floor. Then 2 in first, to the side. 3 quicks crossing front. 1 and a 2, reversing on the down, and a first, and a third, and a first, and a third. Then simply, we're just gonna, you guessed it, repeat it. All right, ballet technique, it's all about repetition. Gotta repeat as much as you can so that you can get those muscle memory and train your muscles and your body to do the right thing. Okay, so let's try with music. Third position, dégagés, prepare. We go 1 and 2, 3 and 4. 2 slows in first to the side and a 1. 2, crossing back and a back, 4, 4. Now, first and third, first, reversing, back. Each time it goes out with a pointed toe, energy, 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 and cross front. Arm out to the side, elbow stacked, reverse. 1, 2, 3. Back. Continue to lift very high from the hip. First and cross it. First, last set to the back. Strong legs each time. Squeeze those inner thighs together, especially at this moment. And cross it and finish. Let's go over to the left side immediately, dancers. Here we go, third position. You can do it. Prepare. Here we go. 4 to the front. Out, in, a 2, 3, in, and 4. 2 to the side, in first. 3, 1, 2, crossing back. Review. First, cross it. Third, heel forward each time. Reverse. 2 first. 1, 2, cross. 4. Review. First, cross it. Third, first. Repeat. Here we go. Like you're kicking a ball away from your center. And a 1, 2, cross. Reverse. Keep turning out the supporting hip. And first, rotate, rotate, heel forward, inner thigh forward. Here we go. Last set, reversing to the back. Dégagés for 4. Slow. And 2. In first. 3. And an 8. In, cross. 4. 3. 2. Last one. First. And cross back. First. Cross it. Front hold. Dancers, this will be our last combination before we dive into our lecture portion of today's online ballet class. We're going to work with an adagio. It's a music in which it's a little bit slower, nice and at ease. And in this combination, we're going to be talking about the concept or movement of rond de jambes, meaning circling of your leg. And also just working on our port de bras, or a carriage of our arms, just stretching our bodies a little bit more. We're going to begin in first position, arm prepare 7 and 8. We're simply going to start with a tendu to the front. Then in this position, you want to connect the dot from the tendu to the front to the tendu to the side. So you're just here. Then you're tracing your toe on the floor, and you're magically just shifting to a tendu to the side, right there and then, without closing back to first. Then same idea, you guessed it, I'm gonna go to the back, same idea. Keep circling this leg from the top of the hip, rotate, 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 and now you're in a tendu to the back and closing first. That's a rond de jambe, that movement that we just did, right? Front, side, back, and close. And then we're gonna do that one more time, a front, and a side, and a back, and a close. Those are your rond de jambe. If I face to the side, right, like, let's just do this one more time. Front, again, I'm leading with my heel, like this, right? Point tendu, side, turning out, I'm not losing my turnout here. Same thing to the back, carrying it to the back, so you're not doing that, okay? Don't drop that hip, keep it open like a door, like you're opening the parlor door the entire time, closing back to first. Twice through, then the third time you're gonna start in tendu, and then you change your mind. You're gonna put that brake on, and then we're gonna do a forward bend, forward stretch, or port de bras front. Come back up, and then from this position, we're gonna come into a dégagé. Then we're gonna go through what's called a coupe position, means to cut. Simply, right, you just did your dégagé. You're gonna draw your toes back. Your toes are kind of resting on that, that ankle bone on the standing foot there. The arm is up. Then we're gonna develop or extend it into a dégagé position to the back. And then tendu back, and then closing first. Now we're ready to repeat from the back. A back and a side, rond de jambe, and a close. Again, 4, 2, 7, and a 8. Third time, you hold. From here, I'm going to turn to the side to show you better. Put a bra to the back, lift, coupe, développé front, means to develop or go through, and close. And that's just all there is to it. A front, side, back, rond de jambe, 4, 2. Third time, you stop, down and up, lift, coupe through, going to the back, reverse, back for 2. Third time, you hold, going back, stretch, lift, coupe through front, and closing in first. First position, here we go. Prepare. Up front, side, up back. Repeat it. Round the jump front, side, and back. Third time, you hold front, lift, bend, and up. Lifting a jump, coupe, going back. On to first, reverse from the back. Again, one jump from the back. Heel forward, 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 forward. Third time. Hold and back. Return, lift, coupe, and front. And first and finish. Next position again. Re-round the jump. Front, here, re-side, here, re-back. And repeat front. Third set. Stretch front. We lift. We coupe. Extend. Oops. Be careful of your space. Go back. Side and front. Repeat. Make sure that your weight is on your supporting foot. Back. Repair. Lift. Okay. And finish. Well done, dancers. Continue the good work, and I'm going to cut to the chase and move on to our ballet lecture of the day. Again, this lecture will be highlighting some online platforms and resources in which you can maybe find it useful in your own studies. Let's roll the tape. For our lecture portion today, dancers, we're going to be discussing the importance of not only in-studio training, but also cultivating a creative habit of being curious about the different resources, specifically online resources that are out there for not only the novice dancer in ballet, but also for more advanced level dancers that might be looking for different project-based engagements in our community, and other resources for curriculum and just personal development. So we're going to talk about the two major umbrellas of digital resources that I personally found to be very useful. The first one is going to be curriculum and training. And then the second type of resources that I wanted to go over is just dancing opportunities that you can find online. All right, so we're going to dive right in, and we're going to be talking and visiting these websites so that you can get an overview of how it's going to help you and aid your own learning going forward. So let's take a look at my next slide. There we go. Curriculum and training. So we have a menu of options here for the different resources that you can easily click and access to whenever you have the time. Again, I believe that a dancer is not only a dancer, but a dancer is a well-rounded individual in which he or she is doing fabulously inside of the studio, in the class, on stage, but also is intellectually curious about what is going on in the ballet world and what is going on in the dance world in general, and just staying informed as a professional. And so our first website that's on my list here is called balletcurriculum.com. And I believe the website actually changed this URL code to the Ballet source. So here it is. Let me stop sharing for a second and let's go back to the website. Ballet source. And in this website, what I really like about it is that it's got so many different articles in different topics. You see how there's many categories for attitudes, behavior, ballet teachers only, choreography, and so on and so forth. And there's even that's called a uncategorized category, which is pretty creative. And so like over here, when you scroll down, the first and the latest one, I believe, is called How to Set Up Your Virtual Ballet Classroom, all right, which is very current to today's situation that we're in during COVID. And so there's plenty of different topics here that's being covered by the creator of the website. Again, I just find this to be very useful. And, you know, I really like this topic, emotional needs within the ballet classroom. And it's giving you a little blurb of what that is about. And then also this one right here, addressing fear in point work. It's got nice pictures to go along with it as well. Safer and higher jumping, create the illusion of flight. So I think it's very well written and designed. Again, it's very resourceful. It's like your little ballet pocketbook. You can read this on the train. You can read this during your commute if you're not driving, of course. And just staying very informed and about ballet technique and just furthering your passion about it, right? The second website we're going to talk about is the InsideBallet.com. Okay, it's another blog-based archive of information, very useful information that's written by an MFA in dance from the University of Arizona. This author has a photograph of herself dancing as well to show her credibility. And the author just writes really incredible topics like Dancers in Weight, A Delicate Balance, With Ballet in My Soul by Eva Mays, a book review, Awareness and Poise, Pirouettes on the Dawn, Turnout, How to Improve Your Ballet Technique, etc. So ballet etiquette, very important, right? So these are just a very nicely collated body of work. So I definitely want to share that as well. That's InsideBallet.com. And the next one, I think this one is a little retro. This one is maybe a little bit outdated. However, when I was growing up as a ballet dancer, I was on Dance.net almost every night to just, you know, get ideas of what ballet is and just reading about the different postings that people are sharing within this ballet forum community, this online community that's very tight-knit. And you see these authors or members, you know, on this forum, and they all have really cute little screen names here, right? And there's like a little star. It tells you like member has posted 10,722 comments, etc., right? So you see the credibility of these people, and you see when their posting happened and stuff like that. And then the different topics, I find it very interesting. Like the first one right here, continuous problem with tights, the hidden tribulations behind ballet shoes, etc. A bit of inspiration, an essay about reaching my goal of point work. So these are the different members that kind of shares their personal story. How long did it take you to learn how to do double pirouette? Point shoe gapping on demi point, you know, ballet desktop wallpapers. So it's just interesting to see these topics that are generated by novice dancers and just different levels of ballet dancers in training. Moving on to the next, and again, that's dance.net. And we're gonna go over to one of the most trending, I think, blogs online in the subject of ballet right now. The website is 8balletaducation.com, and the tagline is, an education in ballet is not just to-dos and tiaras. And what's really unique about a ballet education is that they have these amazing graphic designs of the different ballet poses. So for example, this one was published back in April 2020, and it's simply covering the ballet vocab entrechatsis. And this is a ballet, pretty advanced level ballet level movement in which we jump up in the air and we beat 6 times with our feet, and cease entrechatsis step of 6. So you jump up, you beat your legs 6 times, and this blogger, by the way, this blog is awarded the top 60 ballet blogs of all time. So that's a pretty neat little feature that the website maker is trying to show. And then it's giving you nice little tips, such as do not beat your ankles, do not swing your legs, use your core, stay in plie. And then, of course, it's giving you this really helpful video in which a principal dancer from the Paris Opera here is demonstrating how to do a proper entrechatsis for the viewers. Let's see if we can just access it. There we go. And it looks like he's doing his entrechatsis in the air. I love Paris Opera Ballet. It's definitely one of my favorite ballet companies. And he's an étoile. Étoile means star in French. And so you get the point. So there's some ideas here as well. And again, that's aballeteducation.com. Moving on to the next one. Okay, this is a nice one as well. This is called Wonder of Ballet. Inspiration and encouragement for your ballet journey. And I follow this author, this lovely woman, on Instagram, and I actually got in touch with her, and she's thinking of possibly coming on to Plié for the People one of these episodes, probably in 2021, but I'm not going to give up. I'm going to continue to reach out to her and see if she can collaborate with us and come on and be our guest and talk about her blog. So she also has a nice little collection of ideas going on. Everyone is capable of dancing ballet well, agreed. Toxic ballet culture hurts everyone who loves ballet. So true. And 5 amazing reasons to take ballet as an adult. Ballet class sound intimidating. Consider ballet fitness. So she's got so many cute little photos in which she sort of assembles different ballet related props together, such as this piece right here. And it's just a nice little arrangement on the eye, and I just find so much pleasure looking at her photos. And so yeah, this is a wonder of ballet. And then, of course, you can't go wrong with Pointe. Growing up as a dancer, I always read Pointe magazine. I worshipped it. This is basically the ballet Bible, in my opinion. So you can never go wrong at pointemagazine.com. And it's got, articles that are trending, of course. There's a tab just for training. So if you want more information on your technique, ask Amy. I believe that's one of the chief editors who helps everyone understand how to do A to Z in ballet, which is very helpful. And then you have higher ed. And then career section, health and body guides, more. So pointemagazine.com is also a wonderful and reliable resource, a brief history of tutus from the Romantic era to today. It sounds very intriguing already. Summer intensive audition season is around the corner. How are schools adjusting to COVID? Yeah, very, very current issues that are being generated here on Pointe. So definitely check out Pointe if you haven't done so already. And then last but not least, we have dancemagazine.com, which is definitely an affiliate of Pointe. And over here, again, it's got similar tabs, similar fonts along the way here. And it's got many different articles on ballet specifically, and also, of course, the umbrella of dance in general. And for this over here with Claudia Bure, what makes these 6 turns so hard, plus tips on how to master them. Let's just click here and see what happens. Okay, show stopping turns or dancer dream. Yeah, so it's got nice pictures to illustrate exactly how to do pirouettes from a 5th position on Pointe. Why it explains why it's hard, how to master them. And there's also the Italian fouettes, aka grand fouettes alternantes. It's got beautiful pictures and explanations in detail on how to do them and the potential challenges of how to do these steps. All right, so let's go back to our PowerPoint for a second, and let's move on to our next bundle of information for resources for dancing opportunities. Okay, so we're going to go over to dancingopportunities.com. Yes, indeed, there is a website just called plain dancingopportunities.com. And then there's danceusa.org, Dance NYC, the Backstage, and of course, again, Dance Magazine for auditions. So this portion is designed for more experienced dancers who might be looking for gigs or the next big break, perhaps. You just never know what's going to happen. So I'm going to stop sharing and let's switch back to our Safari and let's pull up the first website, which is dancingopportunities.com. And over here you see a menu of options again. You see auditions, dance jobs, open calls, scholarships, workshop sounds interesting. Let's see what's going on here. When you click on it, it opens another brand new tab. Right now what's trending is that there is a workshop on LEV Sharon Evil workshop in Berlin. Okay, that's pretty cool. A 3-day workshop is a rare opportunity for professional dancers and performers. Crystal Pite is doing a workshop, of course, excuse me. Dart Dance Company, Movement Without Boundaries, and Body Power. So these are a little bit less about ballet technique. However, just for those that might be looking for professional opportunities in the dance world, this is a great resource. So definitely check this out. It's got very interesting acting for dancers. That sounds very cool. Dance photography workshop with Jack Thomas, Linden, October 2020. Yeah, so that's dancingopportunities.com. And Dance USA, so there's a form where you can check out their jobs, auditions, and internships. For example, somebody's looking for an assistant professor of practice in dance, and it's at USC, University of Southern California, for improvisation and composition. Very cool. Okay, for a full-time assistant. Okay, that's pretty exciting. Assistant professor in practice in dance, jazz, tap, and social dance forums. Again, at USC. Another USC position for jazz and dance studies. Artist in residence at USC. USC is really hiring a lot of people right now. Tenure track assistant professor of dance, department of dance at Kennesaw State University. Full-time instructor. So it's a lot of university positions. A company dancer, here we go. At Groundworks Dance Theater. So check that out. Give Me Dance, looking for an artist coordinator. So this is all pretty exciting, yeah? So yeah, danceusa.org. It's also at your fingertips. For those of us who might be locally located in NYC, Dance NYC, dance.nyc is also a great find for side gigs and whatnot. So there's definitely a ton of stuff that you can sign up for. Dance Theater of Harlem School, during your virtual auditions, okay? Dance Theater of Harlem virtual company audition as well, seeking male contemporary ballet dancer for dance film. And then there you have it. There's a category. You can even just search for like funding opportunities maybe, and it just leads you to some of the funding opportunities. You get it. Going over to backstage.com, it's got nice video project. They're looking for the artist anthologies dance video project. That sounds very interesting. Okay. Looking for a dance partner, male singer dancer, dance shoot, Amazon's The Marvelous Mrs. Maisel. You get it. So you can check out the backstage.com. And then last but not least, you have Dance Magazine. You can never go wrong with Dance Magazine. Inside the Boston event that holds wellness screenings and an open call under the same roof. Very interesting, and great questions are being posted here. Why should you eat before an audition? How do you get hired as a Rockette? So it covers anything dance, A to Z, right? Dance magazine, you can never go wrong with that. So these are just some of the options that you can get a hold of as a dancing professional. So I hope you found both the dancing opportunities and also the curriculum training resources helpful. I will see you back in class. Dancers, welcome back. I hope you really enjoyed the lecture portion of today's class and found it to be useful and getting more tools for your arsenal in your ballet journey. I'm sure you all know by now that I absolutely love ballet. I love to talk about it, share it, and if I can continue to gather a group of like-minded people and join the forces of our ballet community together, we can spread the joy of this wonderful art form to as many people as we can. And that's really the mission of why I'm here doing Plié for the People. So I hope you can find it useful. And subscribe to our channel today if you haven't done so already. Share this video or like it or write to us regarding any questions or anything like that directly to me at pliéforthepeople@gmail.com down below. I look forward to hearing from you, and until the next episode, dancers, please stay safe, hydrate yourself, continue to work on your technique, and with time and patience, anyone can become a ballet dancer. I'll see you next time. Bye for now.